Good afternoon. This is Brad Weber. Welcome to Local Umbrella Live. I'm the CEO of Local Umbrella Media. It's good to have you back. And I have a very special guest today, Michelle Westberry. I'm going to read this because I don't have it memorized. Michelle's been in sales since she was 5 years old. She's got more to fill in about that. And she's been selling ever since. After earning a BA degree in sales and marketing, Michelle, also known as the Connector, started her career in the late 90s in the newspaper industry. She's a top sales accountant, advertising sales accountant at Florida Media. On behalf of the state of Florida, she assisted in sales and production of the Florida State Map, the Florida Fishing and Boating Guide, the Florida Events Planner, the Florida Spring Training Guide, Florida Homes and Lifestyles Magazine, in addition to Florida Monthly Magazine and others. Later entering the digital marketing arena with successful stints at Google. That's a name we know and trust. Yellow Pages and Dex Corporation's national team, finding a digital field oversaturated and less effective in recent years. She's recently re-entered the print arena and just launched a brand new magazine called VB Connector Magazine in Virginia Beach. That's what the VB is for, Virginia Beach, Virginia. And will utilize her vast marketing experience to promote local Virginia Beach businesses with a unique approach to local neighborhood marketing. Hopefully I get most of that right, Michelle. So after that long intro, welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brad.
Well, a little background. Michelle and I met about, I can't remember when it was, but a while back when you were actually in San Diego. And she was looking, I do all these newspapers here, and she was looking for some content for something she was working on. And we had coffee together and liked each other and kind of shared some of the same ideas about what we felt was effective. And we kind of went our own separate ways for a long time. And later on, recently, I got a call from Virginia Beach, Virginia, where you just moved. And we reconnected and started talking about the same things. So that being said, tell us a little bit about, fill in the blanks of what your background, what brought you to this point?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Brad. First and foremost, thank you for having me on. I appreciate you allowing me to just share the wonderful things that you and I are both working on here, both together and separately on West and East Coast. So like you said, I've been doing marketing or sales my whole life. I didn't really realize that until I was older and looked back at that. Hey, I've actually been, in some type of sales my whole life. You could mention I started when I was 5. People are probably wondering, how's that? Well, I grew up in South Florida and we had a mango, a grapefruit, and an avocado tree. I used to wheel my little cart to the corner and say, buy 3, get my brother free.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah. No one ever took him, but I was able to make some money. And at the end of the day, what didn't sell, I rolled my little wagon down to the local grocery store and sell it to them at a discount. So that's how I started.
To buy, right? Yeah.
Yes. So I've been trying to sell things since I was very young, becoming my own business owner around the age of 12. And as you mentioned, since then, I've gone on to, I started out in the print industry with Florida Media, as we mentioned, worked on a lot of state projects on behalf of the Florida, on behalf of the state of Florida, including, but not limited to, a lot of the tourism publications, as you mentioned, Florida Fishing and Boating, the Spring Training Guide, State Map, on and on. Then went to the digital world, and fast forward, I'd say 15, 20 years, here we are today. I still, to this day, absolutely love sales and marketing, but realized that the digital world was getting a little too saturated for my taste. So I decided to go back to where my passion was and where it began, and that's here in the print.
Oh, great. Well,
yeah.
As I said, we shared a lot of this talk, so it's not really that much new to each of us, but the listeners haven't heard that. So we'll reiterate, the digital world, my opinion, it works. Obviously it works, but everybody's in that game, and it's you have to spend a lot of money to be on the top of the search engines, and it's a marketing game, and it's more, print is still, it still has so many, not in the news business. Print is dead in the news business. You get your news on TV and on Twitter and on online. Somehow you get it instantly. So print is kind of dead in that. But as far as what we do out here is very similar to what you're planning on doing out there with your new publication. So it's a lot of the similarities. Then they work. We've been doing it for a long time here.
Mm-hmm.
It's growing. It's popular. We do hyperlocal direct mail publications with local businesses supported, stories about the local community, stories of interest, that type of thing. So you've added a couple elements, and we do both newspapers and magazines, but yours is going to be a magazine, or it is a magazine when it's going to press. So tell us a little bit. I know your nickname is the Connector, so tell us about VB Connector and why you chose that name and why you're different than maybe something else some of our listeners have heard about if they're advertisers or small businesses looking to promote themselves.
Yeah, sure thing, and absolutely. Well, I got the nickname the Connector, being that it's just one of my specialties, I guess, that came along with the territory. I connect people. I connect merchants with consumers. I connect residents with local business owners or networking communities. I just connect people in general, a lot of different ways. But as far as the VB Connector, which stands for Virginia Beach Connector, as we've already mentioned, it's going to be launching in 2022. So without giving too much away, it's basically a multimedia program which combines the powerful reach of a hyper-local targeted neighborhood direct mailed magazine with a business kind of networking and referral group program intertwined, as well as a community give back program. It's a lot of magazines and print, or whether it's digital or print, it's just about advertising and saying me, me, me. This is totally different. What I'm doing is I'm incorporating some proven tools and tactics, if you will. I'm allowing businesses in Virginia Beach to help build their brand by joining other non-competitive neighborhood experts in the area. And we're doing this all in effort to just reach the local market, to refer business to each other, and just support locally community causes, if you will. We both know that there's already a lot of networking groups out there and things that do this, but we're putting a little twist on it because it's not an obligation. It's not a membership. It's basically just bringing back the good old days, where you shake hands and exchange business cards. And in addition to all the goodwill that comes with that, you give back to those that brought it to you.
Oh, good. Yeah, as I understand it, so if I'm an advertiser and I want to join your group or advertise in whatever term you're going to use, it's kind of part of a package, right? You agree to be a part of the magazine, and you get, like traditionally, you would get a space in the magazine. You might get an article in the magazine if you have some good information to give to the community about either your business or something in that industry. Say you're a financial planner, you can tell them about the stock market or whatever they need to know. And then secondly, they get you. You're the connectors. You're going to get different businesses in different industries, and not only reach consumers, but you're going to connect the businesses with each other to refer. I've been in many networking groups for years, and they're very good at what they do. But normally it's 15 or 20 people that you go to a meeting or breakfast every month or every week sometimes, and you kind of talk to the same people at the same time. And it's while you form some close relationships, you're not really reaching that many people. I mean, if someone asked me about plumbing and I know Joe the plumber and he's in my group, I will say you need to call Joe, but that doesn't happen that often. So I'm not reaching hundreds or thousands of people every month. So as I understand it, in the magazine, they're going to be reaching thousands of consumers through the magazine, through direct mail, but they're also going to be reaching through the other participants or members or connectors, mutual connectors. And so they'll be able to connect with each other. You're going to connect with all of them, and all of them are going to connect with the community. Does that kind of make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. So like you just said, so what we'll be doing is I look for one expert in each industry, because I'm obviously not all that, in each industry. So like you said, it's not about advertising themselves or their business per se. It's about giving back to the community. And the way that you mentioned, one way of doing that is educating the community on their industry. So like, for example, you mentioned the financial advisor. Well, he's going to tell you, hey, in 2022, here's the best tips I can give you for moving forward in case, hey, another pandemic hits or something like that. something you won't read every day or hear on your regular news channels.
Right.
And then, yes, in addition to our sponsors, if you will, that will be in the magazine, educating their local communities on their industry, we're also going to be having give back causes, like you mentioned. So I will take a group of people from, a particular area or whoever's willing, and we'll go and give back to the community, whether it be building a playground or helping someone with landscaping or, just whatever, and just show that those people are not just someone with a bank account and know how to do, digital marketing. They're actually someone that actually cares about the community they live in, and they want to help see it grow and prosper in one way. But if doing that is to give back to those who help them.
Right. Yeah. So similar to what we have a local leaders program out here, and basically what we do is we host events periodically, and the great thing about all the members that we invite to go help these people we're a media company, so it's not like you go in the dark and help these people. That's all good and well, but as far as the bottom line is businesses are really joining this not only to do the right thing, but they need to promote their business. It costs a lot of money to be in business. Every month you have rent and you have overhead and you have staff and all these crazy things. So you need to, when you're doing things like this, whether you're spending time or some money, it needs to work. You need to brand yourself as not only the person in the community that can fix your plumbing if you need it, but also the person that gives back, that's part of the community, that's kind of the whole essential element of a small town America, iconic, community. So it's very similar to some of the things. That's why we're talking, and that's why I like it so much. So a lot of the similarities of doing that, you just call yours Connector, and I don't. So it's a great name, actually.
Yeah, and Brad, again, I look forward to working with you and learning from you more. But like you said, we are doing a lot of things on similar to each other, which is why we're joining forces to see how we can make it bigger, better, and broader. We're going to start from the West Coast and the East Coast and hopefully meet in the middle. But this is exactly. We're going to connect with each other and along with hundreds of others, but a little bit different from most marketing or branding programs or campaigns that you can get into, because this is not a dog eat dog world. This is not a step on toes or competitive marketing project that I'm putting together. This is simply based on helping each other grow, helping our communities, and giving back to those in need.
And the other thing you're not just going out and selling ads door to door and taking anybody. You're vetting these businesses. They have to be someone that you can be proud of, and that the community should be proud of, and they're going to be around for a while, and that they're the right person, whether it's a plumber, financial planner, lawyer, whatever, even a restaurant. So that's great. I mean, I get it. Hopefully everyone else, it's not that complicated. It's just something, honestly, I've been in the business 36 years, and I've never seen it quite the way you described it or the way you're planning on doing this. So I think you're going to do great. If I was a business out there, I would certainly want to talk to you and at least find out how I might get involved. And I won't ask you about pricing and what it costs and any of that stuff, because that's your game. But it sounds like, why would you say, no, I don't want to be a part of this? Nope, not interested. I don't want to be known as the good plumber in town, the best plumber in town, the one that gives back to the community. So anyway, there you have it.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, there are no prices that I can share with you, because I would not want to steal, the American Express quote, priceless. But yes, it's not just for anyone and everyone that has a paintbrush and a van. It's definitely, we want to deliver the best of the best and make sure the information that we're sharing is, to the point, relevant to those who are reading it, and 100% accurate. So I would have went with the name Who's Who, but it was already taken.
It was already taken. we did talk a little bit about social media background, and we're not, at least I'm not, and I don't think you are, we're not poo-pooing on it. You have to do, and should do all these things. You should do Google My Business and Facebook page and all these things. It's what we've shown out here in San Diego for the years, and that's why we're growing, is that the print actually enhances everything else that you do. So it's not like you drop everything and just do an ad in VB Connector and connect with Michelle and go to these events and
Right.
drop everything else. It just helps
Right.
everything else. And print really establishes authority because it is, you do have to pay to play in the game. It's expensive to print things. And the magazines you're talking about, I do them, so I know, they're not terribly inexpensive. We
Yeah.
do a system that's very economical, but still you're putting together a big magazine with artwork and editorial and ink and paper and postage and all this stuff. It's a big project. The great thing is you're able to share the cost by getting a lot of different people to share the cost. Cooperative direct mail is what it's called. And people might be surprised at how little it does cost to be that person in that community and all the things that go with it. So I think you're going to do great. I wish you the best. And at the end here, we'll make sure we share your contact information. So if there's some businesses out in your area that see that, they can get a hold of you.
That would be wonderful. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate you again taking the time and allowing me to come on here and share it. We're very excited about 2022.
And we're starting in 2022 and in early 2022, right? Like in February.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we'll touch base, stay in touch, and after your first publication, maybe we'll have it back on and show it off a little bit and show what happened and maybe some of the businesses that are involved too. So anyway,
sounds good to me.
Happy holidays! I love your pendant there. It looks like Christmas. What is that?
It's a little snowman, and then I have my little gift bow earrings on.
You're all
it's the holidays.
Yeah, congrats! Happy holidays to you.
All
I
right.
wish you the best, and we'll stay in touch very soon. This has been our show. Thanks to Michelle. Also, thanks to our sponsors, Attorney King, Sequan Casino, Nikki Rottens, IB Fitness, and Wilsey Asset Management. We wouldn't have a show without our sponsors, so thank you to all of them. And that's a wrap. We will see you next time. Thanks, Michelle.